Closing part of a major highway for hours. Michelle Beck is live just outside of Big Lake this morning with what we know.
Then polls open here in 60 minutes for a special election in the metro. Audrey Russo explains how this could change the balance of power in the Minnesota House.
And recession concerns rising after the U.S. stock market takes a big tumble. A look at where everything stands on Wall Street and what it could mean for you. Let's welcome you in, everyone. 6 o'clock here on this Tuesday. Jason Hackett, Alicia Lewis with you. And we're experiencing a bit of a temperature drop here today.
Yes, a reminder we're still in spring. And Ben, this is normal, right? Remind us.
Yeah, it's totally normal to see 20 to 25 degree temperature drops in 24 hours. And that's exactly what we're going to be dealing with today. And truly, it is a pretty typical spring weather scenario. We still have that breezy north wind, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but the wind is forecast to subside as we head deeper into the morning. Temperatures are going to bottom out in about 2 hours or so, mid to upper 20s as we start off the day. But look at this, northern Minnesota, some parts of the state in the single digits. So it is a bit cold as we head into your Tuesday morning, but again, with the wind subsiding, the sun out most of the day today, it's actually going to be a pretty nice day to be outside. Low to mid 40s today, which is again about a 20 to 25 degree drop from what we saw yesterday. But these are seasonal temperatures. Another warming trend takes us near 70 by the end of the week. That'll be followed by this strong spring storm that could bring us some thunder by Friday afternoon. Saturday brings some rain, turning to snow, windy conditions, colder conditions. That too is also pretty typical of spring. Cece?
Good morning. Hope your day's off to a great start. We're starting off here on 94 eastbound, not too far from the Hudson area. Good morning if you're waking up there. If you're just joining us for the past maybe hour or so, I've been talking about this lane closure. Left lane closed here, 94 eastbound, and not impacting traffic flow right now in that area as you're heading into Hudson. I do want to show you some drive times as you're heading into the Twin Cities area from Hudson. 94 westbound. Looks like drive times are good in that area as well. Taking a look at the bigger map, I haven't seen a crash all morning long. We've been crash free for over an hour now. I'll make sure to update you if that changes. But when I do see you after 6:15, we'll be talking about some road work. Highway 36 will travel up there, and I'll show you any delays that could happen later on tonight.
Cece, thank you. Let's get right to breaking news here at 6 o'clock. A crash investigation overnight on Highway 10 near Big Lake.
And the road is now back open after being shut down for hours. Let's take a look at a map of where exactly it happened. Just after 11 last night between Big Lake and Becker, about 45 minutes northwest of the Twin Cities. Michelle Beck is live there right now with new details. Michelle.
Well, Jason, Alicia, I can tell you what I have seen. About 90 minutes ago, when my photographer and I first came to the scene, we drove down Highway 10, as you can see here behind me. Nothing there out of the ordinary. We do know that shortly before 3 a.m., that's when this road opened back up to the public. Take a look at your video. We first asked State Patrol for more information just before midnight, and around that time is when we started rolling on this DOT traffic camera over Highway 10 at County Road 11. You can see certainly a lot of police activity there and what appears to be smoke billowing from the scene. And so, guys, we are just about 5 minutes west of Big Lake. And so I've reached out to Big Lake Police as well as the Sherburne County Sheriff's Office and Minnesota State Patrol all in the last 2 hours. Still nothing from them about who might be involved and the details of what happened here. But as soon as I get, of course, I'll bring it to you.
Michelle, thank you for that. We're also following breaking news overnight in North Minneapolis. This was the senior 36 and Penn Avenue North just after 10 last night. Before we came on air, we called NPD for more information about what happened. Our photographer on scene says that they saw more than 20 shell casings on the ground and a large area was blocked off. Neighbors told them that they heard screaming and a lot of gunfire. The scene cleared at around 1 o'clock this morning. As soon as we learn anything new, we of course will update you right away. You can follow coverage throughout the day on our streaming app, KARE 11 Plus, and on our Sunrise streaming show that's live at 8 o'clock this morning. Download on our TV and watch for free.
Approaching 6:05 here on this Tuesday, and we're just 60 minutes away from polls opening in Roseville and Shoreview for the District 40B special election.
Yeah, the outcome's going to have a huge impact on the future legislation at the state capitol. Audrey Russo's live at a polling site in Roseville this morning with more. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Jason, Alicia. Yeah, in the last 10 minutes, we've seen poll workers milling about, starting to put up the signs that say vote here. They're starting to designate some voter parking spots. This is all for this race that is happening today. Voters have a big decision to make when they step up to the polls at 7. They could either balance power in the House or cement a true Republican majority. Voters will decide between Republican Paul Wickstrom and DFL candidate David Gottfried. Polls are open until 8 p.m. Back in November, Wickstrom challenged the results of the first election after losing to DFL candidate Curtis Johnson. A judge ruled Johnson didn't live in his district and couldn't take office. Fast forward to today, whoever wins this seat will affect the very thin margins by which the GOP currently holds power in the House, 67 to 66. And if you've been watching the Capitol on a near day-to-day basis, it's important to note that whatever the outcome of this race is today, is not going to immediately affect the balance of power overnight. There's going to be a little bit of time. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, I'll have more of an explanation as to why that is. But for now, Jason Lee, I'll send things back to you.
Hopefully we see a big turnout today. All right, Audrey Russo reporting live for us. We appreciate you. Well, developing at the state capitol this morning, a vote on a bill aiming to delay the new paid family and medical leave law is now being postponed. House Republicans say the paid family leave law needs more work to ease concerns from businesses and school districts. The proposal would push the start date for the program from 2026 to 2027. However, DFL members say the law, which they passed during their time in control of the state government, is too critical to delay.
This morning, South St. Paul Council member Pam Bakken has 10 days to appeal an indefinite suspension of her in-home daycare license. This comes months after a young boy allegedly ate meth at the daycare. In a letter from the Department of Human Services, officials say they can't be certain children will be safe there. The letter also outlines new allegations, including there wasn't enough supervision and someone in her home didn't have a background check. So far, no one has been charged with a crime. But in the last 24 hours, Lakeville police told KARE 11 they wrapped up their investigation into the incident and sent it to the Dakota County Attorney's Office.
Well, taking a live look at the futures board right now, the Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P are all green right now, looking pretty decent. Coming less than 24 hours, though, after the market plunged to the lowest it's seen in years, sparking fears of a recession.
I'm Mariah Katane. We're about 24 hours away from another round of tariffs being implemented. This time, it's a 25% tax on all steel and aluminum coming into the U.S. This comes as economists are warning of a potential recession as U.S. stocks plunged on Monday. An economics professor from the University of St. Thomas says it's hard to predict if we are approaching a recession, and mixed signals like more jobs but less consumer spending are adding to the uncertainty. Professor Tyler Schipper says one area of concern is consumer spending. People are spending less money, which means less economic growth. Top economists have increased their odds that a recession may happen in the next several months. Goldman Sachs says there's now a 20% chance we could enter into a recession this year.